Hello, everyone. This is Faheem Jackson, and it's episode 136 of my podcast show, In the Know. This podcast is aimed to try to guide people through the world with a variety of topics. Each season, there will be a particular group of topics to cover. Within these topics, I am asking questions and trying my best to answer these questions with my viewpoints of the world around me. The following episode introduction speech is for the topic of today. And that introduction speech is not wanting to go to the gym, even though you need to do so. See, there are plenty of days when I don't want to go to the gym to exercise. Even as consistent as I am, I sometimes have to make up on other days, but I never completely just stop working out. Because I work overnight, I bring my workout clothes with me. If I come home, especially with winter time here, I don't want to come back out. Here's another one of those not wanting to go exercise, knowing that I have to do so. It is because as people, we have this negative inclination to doing things that make us feel uncomfortable. Only problem is that we will go off into the world and become successful once we step outside of our comfort zone, not wanting to perform certain tasks. And getting out of yourself is hard because maybe has to do with evolution, because risky behavior meant dying in your genetics, not going into the next generation. Yet on the flip side, society was built and spread for reasons having to do with risk taking. So exercise is less of a risk than building a society, but the mentality to persevere is the same. Let's go into the podcast. So listen and share with your community. Also, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel in the description of this episode. Fitness is friend. Why would I say that fitness is your friend? Well, it's because the way the body takes hold as you build muscle or lose weight is appealing. You will start to get noticed by all sorts of people. Then again, you have to make sure outside of the aesthetics, you're doing what it takes to get the right results, meaning your health should always be paramount. It's nice to want to gain the attention of people in the public, but make sure it's more than just that. Once again, health is wealth. The internal benefits that your body gets from keeping the right substances inside means living a healthy life, long life, and a life that keeps you looking forward to the next day. And any doctor in today's society will tell you that some good exercise is always a way to prolong your life. Well, how do you go about starting a consistent exercise program? How to even start a regimen? For me, the best advice that I can give you regarding how you should start comes from my own life experience. For starters, you have to find a home place to go and exercise. When I first came to New York City, I was at the YMCA temporarily before I stopped going. Then I waited a while before going into Planet Fitness. This was actually a step up from YMCA where I attended. Planet Fitness was the place I worked out for over a year and a half. Then I outgrew Planet Fitness and decided to go to this new place called Blink here in New York City where they have free weights. I now am seeking even better options. This is the process you're supposed to be going through because you're growing with the fitness center. But what happens once you feel like not wanting to go out on days when you're not motivated? Well, not wanting to go outside. There's so many days when you don't want to leave the house and go to the gym. This is when I take my workout clothes with me to my overnight workplace, especially considering we are now in the winter months. These months are the days when you come into the house and refuse to leave. My train ride on the way home, the fitness center where I go is along the route. Going home, even to grab my outfit and come back out when I forgot to bring it to work the night before is stressful. That sounds crazy, but that is the thing about working out. You're not always in the mood, but you want the results. And that is where I am because working all night on your feet is tough to work out early in the next day. So what am I telling you when I say what I have just stated? I'm saying to you, pushing yourself to do things you don't like to do. Now let's look at forcing yourself to go. Have you ever told yourself that you're going to do something once you get home? Then get home and not even perform the task until the next day or the day after next? That proves something within your persona as it pertains to your ability to keep your word. Also, you expose yourself for your inability to push through tough times. Forcing yourself to perform tasks that you don't like makes the things you love easier. Most people in society are just trying to do the bare minimum and don't take much risk. And that lack of riskiness in life keeps you safe, but not much success comes from it. That is the ultimate goal is to gain some level of success from what you're doing. As for lifting weights, the end goal will show on your body and internally from doctor's visits. Now let's switch over to the productivity one is able to achieve once you're working on something you like. These days you're feeling good about working. So let's look at that. Feeling good on certain days. I've had those days that I went to the gym and almost didn't want to leave. I mean, I could have easily gone 2 hours plus lifting and killing it at the gym. Now, that is not a good idea when it comes to exercise. You must not go overboard in order to lift weights because what you're doing is burning out. But this is not about burning out. It is about feeling good to do so. You don't need any motivation in order to go to the gym. You'll almost find yourself there without even realizing you're there. You may even attract attention from people because they're trying to figure out why you're so good and feeling so good at what you're doing. What they don't understand is how you're feeling at the moment. And that is the feeling that you try to find on a daily basis in order to progress forward with these areas of life. But as with the days where you feel like you do no wrong, there are the days where you don't want to step outside. Let's look at those feeling bad days. With the previous section, I discussed how easy it is to go to the gym when motivated. Well, here's when we discuss going when you're not feeling up to going. That is the testament to the true strength of someone working out. And nothing is more powerful than mental strength. Your mind can trick you into thinking you don't have the energy, yet internally, you have a lot more energy than you think. Why is that? Why is it so easy to psych yourself out of going to the gym to lift? It's because we as humans are not naturally inclined to perform tasks if failing to do so is not there. Because these actions are risky, like I said earlier in this episode. Now, I spoke about this prior. Risky acts could cause irreversible harm through our human evolution. So we have conditioned ourselves to play life safe. That part of our minds that involves second guessing ourselves is really loud. It's the mind protecting you from potentially bad decisions. Your mind means no harm. It's just reacting to a situation where you're walking into the unknown. Even the other side is glorious. I know I've stated a lot regarding not wanting to go to the gym, but I need to provide clarity as to our lack of motivation. So you must knock this voice down because successful outcomes speak to our pleasure sensors. And since so many people have a hard time going to the gym, what is keeping you from getting up and going to the gym? So let's look at that. What is keeping you from going? Like I stated prior, people are not inclined to take on pursuits that make us uncomfortable. That comfort keeps us protected and maintains our existence in society. Problem is that you never elevate yourself. So what else is keeping you from going? Well, another reality that keeps us from going to the fear is the fear of success. That's right. There's actually people who have a fear of doing well because once you do well, then you can't say anymore that you can't do it. People like to say body types are unrealistic, but now you've done it and expect it to maintain. Here's where fear resides because people don't know if they can keep it going. But let's open ourselves to something else as to why we have a hard time going. There will just always be a demographic of people who just don't care. They want the results, but do not want to put in the work to get the outcomes that they want. Then again, if you're one of those people who are willing to get involved, then others notice. Here's where you can bring others into your circle. This is what brings me to the next area of the episode. Getting others to join. When you start to bring results from your exercises, then you can be someone that can give out information to others. These people will be open to criticism because they see you and your progress. So their ears are open to you. And to me, especially if you have someone in your life close to you, you need to present the information of what you've learned. So many people are dealing with weight issues, especially in this country of America. So if you are someone that keeps themselves fit, share and spread the wealth. So, with this show wrap up, while we have to ask ourselves the question, lifting weights when we do not want to go to the gym to do so. For the episode I've just covered, not wanting to exercise is something that so many people deal with. It's a reason why it's become so difficult to get back into the gym for so many people as well. You see, this not wanting to do the thing that makes you healthy and successful is simply because we're expected to be more afterward. How do you keep it coming once you have performed your task until success? Asking yourself a question like this really gives an insight into the person that is on the receiving end of the question. Forget just exercise. Not wanting to do things you don't like will expose more weakness and strengths. Greatness comes from being uncomfortable. So looking good after weightlifting will come from those days of not wanting to lift. So lift, people, even when you don't like doing it. Great results will come from it. So, thanks for listening to In the Know, and I will bring you another episode regarding fitness and wellness, and that is why exercise on a daily basis will make you feel good walking throughout our society.